Levi Trumbull reporting at the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. We're here to discuss defunding of the police. We're here with Shaun Porter, Thor, and Eric Beasley. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So let's just kick the discussion off.
How about we let Eric
Let's
go?
let Eric.
Hell yeah, defund the police.
Defund the police? You want
Absolutely.
to defund the police?
I don't think the police should exist, period, number one.
No
but
police.
Given the fact that they should exist, they should have a pared-down budget. This is not a hot take. This is just common sense here.
Okay, good.
Like, number one, police do not have a duty to protect you. That is from the Supreme Court. They're essentially glorified insurance adjusters who sometimes shoot people when they feel like it. Okay, they don't actually protect or prevent any crime. They just investigate the crime after the fact and then decide who is now liable for it. That's it. That's all the cops do. We don't need that. Honestly, let's get rid of them.
No police.
No police whatsoever.
Are you just mad because they keep arresting you?
There's that too, yes, of course, you know.
So then who do you call if, say, you're in trouble? What do you do if you're in a tight spot?
My good friend Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
That's who you call.
That's who you call.
What's the problem here? That system of justice worked for millennia. Why does it have to be any different today?
Okay, what's your take on this, Shaun?
Well, my take is really simple, and Eric and I disagree to a point. I like the police, the ones that don't put me in the back of their cars or give me a tour of the jail. Those cops are cool. They took $890,000 from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office budget, and then they spent it immediately on $290,000 to do a diversity survey. So while crime is relatively, an issue with fentanyl and people going out to steal for drugs, they're taking money away from basically essentially 8 deputies worth of salary and benefits off the street to let the criminals kind of run free. And I'm not for that. I've had, as you may know, 1 or 2 experiences with sheriff deputies in this county. And no matter what I say at them, they're still cool. And I've never had any real issues with the sheriff's department in regards to that.
So first off, we're spending $290,000 on a diversity study because we elected Jessica Fitzwater as our county executive. If we didn't want her to be our county executive, then we should have put up a better candidate that would beat her instead of some like snake-eyed weasel like Michael Huff.
It was close, though.
It was close, but Michael Huff he's a two-faced weasel. Anybody who's been in politics since I have, for 10 years here in Frederick County, knows what type of person he is. And he burns every single bridge on his way. And the only reason he got support from a majority of Republicans is because Fitzwater was that bad in their mind.
I noticed an absence of your name on the ballot, so all we had to choose from was Huff or Fitzwater. So of course I voted for Huff. I don't know the guy.
Well, I'm running for sheriff. I would never run for county executive.
Really?
Yeah, look,
But you want to defund yourself?
No, if our sheriff is going to be an arms dealer, then everybody should have access to machine guns, not just your buddies at the machine gun.
I have access
That's
to
my
machine
platform.
guns.
My platform will be everybody gets a machine gun.
Everyone gets a machine gun?
Yeah,
even minors?
Of course.
Okay,
why not?
good deal.
Look, that's
interesting.
That is a parental choice. That is not the government's job to tell kids whether or not they should use machine guns. Like, a properly mounted like 50 caliber machine gun on a vehicle would be very easy for like a 7-year-old to operate.
So no fan of police.
No.
Now here's my question. Is there anything productive that a law enforcement officer could do then?
The most productive thing that a law enforcement officer can do is the exact same thing, most productive thing that any politician, representative, congressman, senator can do, and that is sit around in an office and do absolutely nothing. That is what they should do. That's it. Or go get a real job where they have to build something or provide a service that people actually want. Think about it. Nobody's written a song saying F the fire department. Yeah. Everybody we have F the police, all right? Because the fire department, when you need them, you call and then they come out to help you. Nobody says F the ambulance company.
Same question to you, Shaun. Can police do productive things?
I have, for all my bull on my videos, I've actually had a lot of really good experiences. One thing a lot of people don't realize is I actually still know and talk to from time to time a lot of the people featured in my videos and have no issues with them. Honestly, I had my buddy's life saved a year ago by a sheriff's department employee, basically, and 6 of his friends and some weaponry and stuff. And then I had another friend of mine that got involved in a shootout and was shooting at the deputies, and they actually spared his life, even though he shot 23 rounds from his AR. at sheriff's deputies. That was up in that was Washington County. So I actually have a lot of experiences that were good versus the ones that are bad. I would say like bad experiences are like 1% for me, and that's just because I'm around them so often with what I do. People call it cops when they're offended, and I'm just an offensive kind of guy. Just looking at me just offends the senses.
See, this is exactly the bootlicker narrative, and it's perfect that you're doing it while wearing those like black, like freaking cocaine dealer snakeskin boots too.
They're Python.
Right? Python, whatever.
These are upgraded. Drug dealer black boots.
I know. Where's your like pink Cadillac? Like that you
I left
came
it
here
at home today. I drove my redneck pickup truck to match my cowboy boots.
Yeah. Look, but here's the thing. This is the bootlicker narrative. Okay, cops are nowhere near the most dangerous job. It's like logging, fisherman, welder. Like law enforcement is like 15 or 20 on the list of most dangerous professions. Like it's less dangerous than military. I was in the military. I deployed. Like, you don't see me like complaining that I made like $20,000 a year to go fight a war in Iraq for oil.
For the record, are you calling Shaun Porter a bootlicker?
Damn right I am.
All right, guys, there you heard it. Shaun Porter is a bootlicker.
Dale Earnhardt would be so disgusted.
Contrary to all the evidence. See,
Thor.
that's why Thor is here.
Bad.
He's literally just here in case Beasley gets out of control. We all know he has rabies. Look at the guy.
So here's what I want to know. Let's say we had it your way, Eric, and we had the police defunded. We had no sheriff's department. So let's just say that happens. Aren't you concerned that perhaps then we would have an increase in crime?
No.
Think so?
With the sheriff's department, we're already having an increase in crime.
Talk me through it.
It's been Chuck Jenkins campaigned on it.
We do have crime. Yeah.
We have
there's
crime.
Been a crime
it keeps
increase
increasing.
Past year.
Exactly. Past couple of years, we've had increases in crime.
That is true. Actually.
So with the police department, we've had that. But here's the problem. Think about that. 100 years ago, do you know how the sheriff's department in Maryland was funded?
How so?
It was funded by the fines from when they arrested people. Do you know how the state's attorney was funded 100 years ago? The exact same way. Okay, so we have this system of justice that actually incentivizes people to be arrested for something. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter how innocuous, how stupid the law is. Do you know how many people get arrested for fishing without a license? Like, a lot of people.
I got that expunged, Beasley.
Yeah, exactly. See, look, hey, no, I can bring it up, all right? But that's what happens.
Can't expunge the mind.
Yes, my mind would never be expunged. All right, so look, we have this system that incentivizes our law enforcement to fabricate crimes, to create crimes where none exist because they get more money for it.
So here's what I want to know. Let's say we have it your way.
Yeah.
By, what's today, Friday? Let's say by Saturday. Let's just take Frederick County for an example. Let's say Saturday, Frederick County Sheriff's Department no longer in existence.
We can turn this giant building into a brothel. Maybe have a heroin bar over in the corner, shooting range. We already got all the machine guns
here. So you're answering my question.
So,
what does Frederick County look like by Sunday if this is going by Saturday? What do we look like?
This turns into the convenience store called the ATF. All right, we've got hookers, we've got blow, we've got machine guns, we've got C4. Take the Bearcat for a spin for $50. We got all that, right?
Well, we would have a lot of cruisers to.
Yeah, we got all these cars to sell, so we can raise money that way. We can pay for all of Jessica Fitzwater's diversity studies by selling all the cruisers, okay? So, but essentially what happens is anybody who is inclined to commit crime is going to commit it, and they're going to get shot by the homeowner or whoever the good person is there. So we just kind of let everything work itself out.
The first thing that would happen if there was no police department here, no sheriff's department, to protect myself and Beasley is I would steal this wardrobe. Because, those are one of those Merrills.
What,
those
my
are some
shoes?
Nice hiking boots, buddy.
Oh, yeah, no, these from Duluth.
So here's my question. If we outlaw police, if we outlaw sheriff's department...
Well, no, we don't. No, we're not outlawing.
Defund it, is what I mean.
That's not the anarchist position, is that you have the choice. So it's not that we outlaw police, because then that would be I'm using force against somebody to enforce my will. What I'm saying, the anarchist position.
It's your suggestion.
Well, it's that I would choose to live somewhere that did not have police.
Oh. Okay.
If you want to live in, the communist hellscape of Frederick City, then you're allowed to do that. But
How'd you know I live in Frederick City?
wild guess.
Right.
Wild guess. So, or if you want
It's a shirt.
or if Lake Linganore
Right.
decides to incorporate and becomes like the Democratic Socialist Republic of Lake
They're
Linganore.
actually trying that. They have been for 10 years.
I know. I remember. I'm old school politics.
I
around here.
protested against that. Yeah.
But so if they want to do that, then you can choose to live in that community and live under their communist rule.
To close out, I just want to give each of you like a minute to make a closing argument, both for and against. So you want away with policing.
Yeah.
Give me your best 1 minute closing argument to do away with policing. 1 minute.
Think about every single time that a cop has done something wrong, shot somebody for no reason, arrested, somebody like Trump, whatever it is. Like, law enforcement has been weaponized for decades, and there is no reason to let this weaponization continue. Whatever side you're on, all cops do is enforce the political will of whoever is in charge of them. And if we want to stop that and stop those abuses like we're seeing against Trump, you could argue against Hunter Biden, against anybody, like, understand those are very notable and recognizable people. The average person doesn't have daddy president to come and protect them from cocaine and illegal firearms purchases. Here in Frederick County, you purchase a gun illegally, you go to jail for 18 months, unless you're the sheriff, and then you resume working because even though you're an arms dealer, like, nobody cares. There is no law to get rid of you. So if we just get rid of them all completely and it's actually voluntary to participate in that system, then boom, everybody will be happier.
Shaun, what's your closing argument, your 1 minute final take on why we should keep our police?
Well, just like when you got beat up by that girl a couple weeks ago at our last protest that you covered, that lady is probably not going to do the same stupid, crazy attack on a guy for just standing there because the police, are there. If she doesn't show up for court, they're going to go get her. She's going to have to answer to a judge, and she's going to be held accountable. It's the first time, nothing's going to happen, but she's going to get the message not to attack guys just because they're, tall, skinny, and have amazing hair, which I think is the reason for her rage against you.
Clearly.
I think she was in love with you. She didn't come after me. I was dressed like a giant Care Bear, so
I got her all her information from the police.
Oh, good. So you got her number. Did you give her a call?
The cops were great. Captain Huckleberry was really good. He helped us the whole time with the Frederick City Police stuff. Long story short, I've had good experiences with them. I am not for defunding the Sheriff's Department for $890,000 as our population is skyrocketing. Their budget actually needs to match the amount of people. The amount of sheriffs are based on the amount of calls. The amount of calls go up, the more people from Montgomery County come up and call about people's recycling bins falling over and, mixing the plastics with the papers and stuff, which actually does happen. People do actually have the police called on them for recycling issues. So, long story short, as the population increases, unfortunately, so does the crime, and so does the need for more patrolling and more calls for service and more deputies. And right now, it is the opposite time to be taking money away from them. They already don't get paid.
Gentlemen, this has been spirited. Thor, thank you for standing there and keeping these two men at bay. I appreciate it.
This is my personal security guard.
No, this is new Thor. I'm old Thor. This is new Thor.
Right.
New and improved, much bigger.
He did great. He did great. I think he won the debate, actually.
Sometimes the only winning move is not to play.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.